The Czechs all in white this evening. Kovar with the long ball forward, looking for Patrick Schick. All the way through to Seung-Yu Kim. Here's Han-byum Lee in the right corner of the penalty area. Another long ball pumped forward towards Heung-min Son. They've set their stall out early here, South Korea. Will try and let the ball do the movement, as that's an aerial delivery in reply by Wolverhampton Wanderers' Ladislav Krejci. How long he remains a Wolves player after their relegation from the Premier League remains to be seen. A big summer ahead for young Krejci. Pump forward on the right hand side. Zeleny across. Just pick that out of play, under pressure from Seo Young-woo. The throw-in will be South Korea's, level with the edge of the penalty area down this right hand side. It's going to be taken by Seo Young-woo, the Red Star Belgrade player. Moved to Serbia in 2024. He can play either flank at centre-back and in central midfield. Earlier on in his career, he was dogged by consistent dislocated shoulder injuries. Those seem to have been cleared up after a surgery 2 years ago now. That's become quite an important part of Ningbo Hong's side. Whereas the number 66 at club level for England supporters, it's not in tribute to that famous trophy win at Wembley all those years ago. It was in dedication to his father's birth year. Here's Han-byum. There's PSG's Kangin Lee. Hwang In-byeom. Swept out to the left-hand side by Kangin Lee. Drilled in towards the near post, so it was a diving header. It was Kalopek who just flicked it away. They were looking for Jae-sung Lee. Over 100 caps for his club, his country. Despite that slender frame, he really is an aerial specialist. He scores a significant number of headers. Here's Kovar. Lifted away left-footed from the edge of his 6-yard box. There's a big old leap from Lee Han-byum. Ball drops into midfield. Here's Thomas Souček, just outside the centre circle. Sojka. Provod. Into Krejci. Souček. Provod. Won't squeeze that past Han-byum. Already combative start from the Koreans. Recognise that in the tail of the tape, they probably are out-muscled by the Czechs tonight. Won't be intimidated, South Korea. There's been a lot of talk about this tournament, build up the preparation, the controversies, the visas, the players, the officials, the organisation, transport. Football is finally underway, and we do really hope now that the action will do all the talking from now right the way through into July, where we will crown another global champion. It's a free kick. Krejci, just a little shove on Lee Kang-in. It's clever work from the PSG. A winger. First set piece for South Korea. This one in a decent position, 35 or so yards from goal. Close to this right-hand side. Kovar trying to organise his defence. They're out on the edge of the 18-yard box at the moment. It's left to Heung-min Son. Not the best delivery from the LAFC man. They'll try and recycle the ball though here, Korea. Jae-sung. Provod. Clips it away. Towards the edge of the Czech box. Souček will get it away. He's keeping the ball in the Czech half of the pitch at the moment, the Koreans. The 12th World Cup appearance for South Korea. It's the most of any Asian nation. It's their 11th consecutive appearance, but if you go back to their 1986 debut, they've only won 7 out of 38 matches at this tournament. Vast majority came in that remarkable run 24 years ago when they were co-hosts with Japan, semi-finalists as well, amid a little bit of controversy. And they've got a corner here as well. They've been pinning Czechs back for the past 4 or 5 minutes. Opportunity for Kim Min-jae to get forward. The towering Bayern Munich centre-back. There'll be a word from Mohamed Amin, the referee. There's a particular directive about how to defend these corners, attack these corners as well. They will give short shift to any pushing, shoving, grappling in the penalty areas. That's whipped in by Lee Kang-in, left-footed towards the near post. Not the best of deliveries. It was Provod on the end of it. Tae-seok out to the left-hand side. Another relatively simple cross for Kovar to claim. And that's just going to bounce away from Chalupek on that far side. Pockets of Korean and Czech supporters around this stadium in Guadalajara, but there really are vast swathes of green. This is a country that loves its football. Lee Kang-in, lovely ball in behind. Jae-sung Lee's touch took it backwards, and Heung-min Son on the follow-up. Well, he struck a Czech defender. It's out of play for a corner, but how about that for a pass from Lee Kang-in from right in the heart of the Czech mid half of the pitch. Lee Jae-sung has just stolen a yard in behind Hranats, but his touch goes backwards. Corner taken short, whipped it there towards the back post. Not a bad effort from Lee Han-byum. Rose well. Korea number 2. With Hranats, and it was just a foot over the crossbar. They started the better of the two sides, the Koreans. Lee Kang-in escaping a couple of challenges, finds the way through to Son. Lee Tae-seok. And here's Lee Jae-sung. Xing-ho to Lee Tae-seok. Kang In-byum. Kim Min-jae. Clever pass. Lee Kang-in from range, pushed away by Kovar. And that'll bounce over the byline for another Korean corner. He's been the star of the game so far, the PSG man. Caught it really well with his left and forces Kovar into a decent save there. Comfortable height for the Czech number one. There have been reports about this ball being used in the tournament, that he can weave around in the air. Memories of the Japalani from South Africa in 2010. I'll go short. Kangin, lovely ball across the 6-yard line. A nicely worked move from the corner. The Czechs had just enough bodies in the way though, causing them real problems already, South Korea. Here is Lee Hyuk, and that's a slip on the far side. And now the Czechs have it in a dangerous position. Into Schick at the near post. It's off Kim Min-jae, and that'll be a corner. Here's Lukasz Provod, who capitalised. Lee Ji-hyuk lost the ball in an awkward position, but Kim Min-jae smells the danger, gets across in front of Patrick Schick. Can't get his shot on target, but they do have this corner kick. And he's so foul. High towards the back post. Hung up there towards Yaroslav Zeleny. And they've got it away. And now here's Lee Kang-in. Ball over the top. Heung-min Son racing onto it. Flag will stay down for the moment. Little hand in the back was there, and the referee agrees. There'll be a free kick. The Czech players felt that it was offside. It was Schultz that made the challenge, and it's pretty clear as well. Really out of position there, Pavel Schultz. The last delivery from this sort of position wasn't the best from Heung-min Son. Here's Kang-in Lee and his captain Son standing over the ball at the moment. This one a bit closer to goal though, slightly further wide. They've got the angle to try and whip this across Kovar's goal. Son runs away from it. Lee Kang-in, too high, too wide, and another one that'll bounce out of play and behind for a goal kick. 16 minutes gone in Guadalajara. Still no goals between Korea and the Czech Republic. It's an eye-catching game already. Again, that's another loose touch. It's time from Alexander Saika. Sees the ball handed back to South Korea. Kim Seung-gyu. That's lost by Seo. Krejci. Just tiptoeing his way tentatively into Korea's half of the pitch. There's Kim Min-jae. Whips it away, looks for the direct route to Lee Jae-sung. Battling there with Hranats. Won't find Heung-min Son. Now Provod on the left-hand side, midway through Korean territory. But the flag is up. Sharp already, the officials. This time, Mahmoud Abu Regal with his flag up. That one's pretty clear. You'd be surprised if he got that one wrong, the assistant referee. And on the other side, Ahmed Hossam Taha. Fourth official, Juan Calderon of Costa Rica. And the VAR tonight, Mahmoud Ashur. We hope he has a quiet night. According to the official statistics, it's in all South Korea so far, 64% possession. 10% of it is in contest. It's a statistic you don't often see, but does rear its head in this particular tournament. It's Krejci. Lofted down the left-hand side. Profot fouled on the halfway line. Already breathing heavily, Kim Min-jae. The physical challenge. An arm in the back of the neck of Lukas Profot. He's one of 10 players who have been supplied to the national side by Slavia Prague. It's the most of any team in the tournament for one international team. Gives to Zeleny. He'll have to work it backwards. Kovar. Go long. Tae-seok. Awkward bounce of the ball in front of Hwang In-byum. Zeleny. Led off on the edge of the box by Schick. Diagonal ball towards the back post. And it was Vladimir Sofal who wins the corner. Lee Tae-seok. The final touch. It's a clever ball. And it was Sofal with a touch onto the rear of Lee Tae-seok. Sofal with the outswinger. Decent ball. It was attacked by Schick, but thumped away as well by Singho Pike. Ranach. Back to cover. Sofal down the right-hand side. And starting to gain a bit of a foothold here, the Czechs. That's another corner. They've all really come from that down that right-hand side. Vladimir Sofal will walk away from this one. Schick will be a target, of course, well, as will likes of Thomas Souček. The defenders making the way up for the back. Sojka swings it in towards the near post. This time they did get on the end of it, the Czechs. Thomas Souček left with his head in his hands. I think he just saw it too late. There's a couple of men running across his line of vision there. It's really hit Souček more than the other way around, and probably a better chance than he first thought. Ball downfield, sliding in goes Heung-min Son in the Czech left-back position. They forced a turnover near halfway. In-byum fouled by Lukas Profot, and the referee has decided to blow the whistle and signals to the touchline with these hot, humid temperatures. It's the first hydration break of the game, the thick humidity of Guadalajara's wet season. Lungs are burning out there. As we said, it's over 1,600 metres above sea level. Physical toil of this thin mountain air in Guadalajara, an immediate factor for both sets of players. Hong Myung-bo, this pause gives him a real opportunity to praise his players for their bright start to the game, remind them of their responsibilities. This 3-4-3 system isn't the most comfortable for them. They were originally playing in a back four all through qualifying. It's a structural gamble, but it seems to be paying off so far. They've been open, suggesting that there's been a lack of preparation time and a shortage of natural high-level wing-backs within the squad. Opening 20 minutes was always going to be an intense test of tactical cohesion. It's also an opportunity to remind you that you can tune into this on your local broadcasters, wherever they are. Why not flip on the television if you're able to and match up the pictures to our live audio commentary. Our independently produced, unofficial commentary of the globe's biggest international tournament. Miroslav Kubek with a frown on his face as he gets his tactical board out, has a little word with his charges. They've got this physical advantage today and they've started to show that a little with the corners. Maybe caught a little bit surprised by the energy deployed by the South Koreans. They are back on the pitch and ready to restart with this free kick. 10 yards away from the centre circle. It's Hwang In-beom, who is just hovering over it. Lee Han-beom makes a ball in behind for Seo Young-woo. The flag goes up. Czech Republic wanted to take that quickly. Referee will pull it back. Pavel Schultz it was. It's really sharp from Yaroslav Zeleny to step up just in the nick of time. Well, Pavel Schultz is being asked to head off to the sidelines. I'm not sure he was quite aware that his shirt was essentially dangling off of him. It's a huge patch of it that's just been torn right through the 5 or the number 15 on the back of his uniform. We're going to have to change it now. A bit of a delay. Quickly handed a fresh shirt by the Czech kit man. Joint top scorer for Lyon this season. Caught the eye. Liga, Czech Footballer of the Year, Pavel Schultz. Singo Paik gives it away. Socek a bit too heavy on his pass forward. Ends up at the feet of Kim Sing-gyu. Here's Lee Han-beom. Whipped forward by Hwang In-beom. Zeleny needs to fire it forward to Schick. Not control that pass. Sing-gyu Kim, the Korean goalkeeper, forward. Lee Kang-in. In-beom. Han-beom. Lee Hyuk. Han-beom. Lee Kang-in. No drop of the shoulder. It's a good challenge by Schultz. A lovely pirouette by In-beom. He's looking for Heung-min Song. Poked away by Robin Hranats there. And clever play by Schultz. Just got his body across the path of the ball and draws the foul from Lee Han-beom. Soika sends that towards the far side of the penalty area. Defended by Paik. Get back towards the edge of the box, aimed at Schultz. Here's Krejci. Kalupek. Schweiker. He's asked a lot of Kalupek to get across. Keeps it in play though. Down the right hand side for Radomir Sofal. And Ligi Hugh. His legs taken out from under him. A little bit clumsy from Sofal. Kim Sing-gyu. On the left hand side. Sofal's header. Son tried to turn his man. Wants the free kick. He's pretty angry that the referee has denied his request. Here's Zeleny. Coach inside to Schultz. And give and go with Souček. Well, Schultz finds Provod. Sofal. Provod. Krejci on the left edge of the centre circle. Sofal again popping up on that right hand side. For a moment it looked like he was going to be dispossessed. And eventually it's bounced off Souček, or is it Provod? It was. Final touch off Provod, another South Korean throw-in. Kim Sing-gyu on sails all the way almost towards the opposite 18-yard box. Let's cover up. Towards the far side. Again, it was aimed towards Radomir Sofal, who's playing more as a winger than a wing back. And he's been a decent target. Krejci. Forward by Hranats. Aimed at Schick. Straight up in the air from Schultz, but for a moment Kim Sing-gyu was worried that was going to dip underneath his crossbar. In the end, it ends up on the roof of the net. Well, a quick start from the Koreans, but the chances have dried up since. Bit of a stalemate at the moment in Guadalajara. The only side in Asian qualification for this tournament to go unbeaten were South Korea. They scored 40, only conceded 8 in the process, but build up to the tournament proper. The warm-up games have been a mixed bag. Some damaging defeats to the likes of Brazil. Some encouraging ones. Fellow hosts, the United States of America, lost 2-0 to this Korean side. They have high hopes, the USA. The senior partner of the trio of hosts, Mexico and Canada, of course, making up that triumvirate of host nations. No question of the passionate support of this game south of the border here in Mexico, but the United States of America still very much a secondary sport. Canada too. Do wonder. And 32 years after this tournament was last in the United States of America, whether it really will ignite the fire for football. Son, clever little turn. Finds Lee Jae-sung, looks for the return pass. Lee Tae-seok opened up nicely. This Heung-min Son doing what his former club colleague Harry Kane does so often for England, dropping into deep positions and taking on the role of playmaker rather than goal scorer. Almost unlocked the door for the South Korean side there. Kova flung down the left-hand side, where Lee Tae-seok will meet it with his head. Drops to Lee Han-byum. Now here's So. Eased off the ball by Lucas Provod. Panac finds Sofal. Too much for Soika. It's clever from the 23-year-old. Just drags Lee Tae-seok into a awkward position, but he was always heading over the touchline and was guided into the advertising hoardings in the end by the Korean wingback. Sochek loses out. Kang-in Lee can't make the most of it. It's picked off on the edge of the penalty area by Kim Min-jae. More of a clearance than a forward pass, and Ladislav Krejci, so neat and tidy, nods it back to Kovar and gets it back immediately. Stick down the left-hand side. Schultz tussling for it. There's Provod. No space for the cross at the moment. Zeleny. Krejci fed by Stochek. Provod, now a bit more space for Zeleny. High towards the back post, Schick with the header down. It's just over Schultz's head, and Kim Min-jae can get it away. Sofal flicks it backwards towards the edge of the penalty area, tried to juggle it. As Lee Jae-sung close to him, and he caught an errant toe. It's a soft one, to say the least. Found themselves a throw in deep inside. Check half of the pitch again, Korea. Lee Tae-seok. Lee Han-byum. Kim Min-jae in the centre circle. Steered round the corner for Pike. Kang-in as well. Followed by Krejci, who almost doing a man marking job on the Paris Saint-Germain attacker. Hyuk. Kang-in. Space for Son, edge of the penalty area from range. Was their first effort for quite some time. And that one's over the crossbar. There's a real fan club in this stadium, Heung-min Son. Not really many other options than to just take it on there. He's just 2 goals short of the all-time goal-scoring record for South Korea. Put it past him, reaching that mark in this tournament, especially if the Koreans can make it out of this Group A and into the knockout phases of the tournament. Zilani. Sharp play by Kim Min-jae, wins it back. Now here's Heung-min Son. Runners around him. Heung-min Son is going to take it on himself. Song Hyun-min tries to curl it. Couple of chances now for the former Tottenham striker. That one was wide, but narrowly so. It just opened up for him. The runners in front of him just took defenders with him. Clever, unselfish from Lee Jae-sung. Touch to set him up, just got caught under his feet. He can't quite generate the whip he needs to cause Koval any real problems there. There's another free kick just outside the centre circle for South Korea. It's the latest in a line of fouls committed by Vladimir Sofal. Awkward one there for Tae-suk. Lee Han-byum. Here's Hwang In-byum. He was searching for Heung-min Son. Sochek, frustrated. He was stretching to get a toe to it. And Lucas Provod, I think he's just caught on his heels a little there. Gesture of real frustration from Thomas Sochek. There's another whose future looks a little unclear. West Ham United relegated from the Premier League on the final day of the season, just a few weeks ago now. I do wonder whether he will follow the same route as his former West Ham United colleague Vladimir Sofal. And move on. Sofal now at Hoffenheim in Germany. Set piece. Best delivery. Made by Punk on the edge of the penalty area. That's not a bad ball towards the back post. And there is Lee Ji-hyuk who gets it away. Recycled back into the mixer. Kim Min-jae got a toe to the ball. Still can't quite clear the danger. Here's Soika. Sofal has to go backwards to Soika again. Steer down the right-hand side, pull back to the edge of the box. Schultz just missed. And out to the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Lee Kang-in can't get there in front of Zeleny. It's meandering into a central position. It's worked out to Sofal again on the right-hand side. And Soika it was to lay it off. Krejci. Kranach. Now towards Provod. No foul, says the referee. Lee Tae-suk. There's no complaints. He stayed down there as well, the number 13. That is a foul by Kranach on Heung-min Son, just on the edge of the centre circle, inside the Korean half of the pitch, and they will pause to just go and check on Lee Tae-suk, the 23-year-old, plays his football for Wien in Austria. It was a hefty challenge from Provod. Here's Scholl, right-hand side, chops back onto his left, clips one into the penalty area. Flicked away by Zeleny. There's Kim Min-jae. Hyuk. Pike. That's good from Jae-sung Lee. Tae-seok. Hwang In-byum. Spots the early pass towards Young-woo Seul. Foul again. Good challenge from Krejci. That's clever from Schultz. Can he get it back? No, he can't. Not too much space down that left-hand side for Alexander Soika to play it into. With Scholl, just going to take the throw in for South Korea. Some tired legs out there already. Over. So loose clearance. Zeleny. Chest out of play. We'll find out how much added time we're going to move into now at the end of this first half. Into 3 minutes of added time. Now Shav Zeleny. Socek. Zeleny with the long ball forward. Han-byum Lee in the way. Korea in possession with Hwang In-byum. Peik. Son, little step over, edge of the penalty area. Can they create a chance here? There's a pull back, and Son slipped just to the wrong moment. 7 or 8 yards from goal. Looked to tap in for him. Still might be a chance. Kim Min-jae getting forward. Tae-seok. High towards the back post. There's Krejci. So Young-woo, Lee Han-byum, Hwang, Tae-seok has to get back to keep it in play. Hwang, Son, Peik. Peik, lovely ball, here he is, space. And sliding in, Soika. Brilliant defending. Prevents the corner as well. They can't clear the danger. Here's Hwang. Son holds it up. Hwang again from a long, long way out. And that one clears the crossbar. Cleared by Kovac. Goal kick. The referee blows the whistle for half-time. And South Korea have been eye-catching at times. They've caused problems for the Czech defence. As we expected, their best chances, Czechia, the Czech Republic, whichever way you want to refer to them, they've relied on their set-piece prowess to cause South Korea the few problems they have experienced, but on the balance of play as they head into the tunnel for half-time, It'll be Jungbo Hong who is the happier of the two managers, but still no goals at half-time in this Group A clash. It is South Korea 0, Czech Republic 0.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Well, two teams back out on the pitch in Guadalajara after an energy-sapping first 45 minutes that saw no goals, but plenty of action, most of it South Korean. Chances in and around the Czech penalty area. They were probably the dominant force in that first half, some quiet spells for the side led by Heung-min Son, who was at the heart of a couple of those. Lee Kang-in has been probably the player of the game thus far. The Czech side with a couple of half chances of their own, the best really landing to Thomas Souček, even though he didn't know much about it, as you'd expect from a corner kick. And as we prepare to get underway for this second half, still awaiting the first goal in this Group A encounter. You're listening to unofficial, independently produced commentary of this Group A clash in the globe's biggest international tournament. Big 45 minutes ahead. Mexico setting the standard in this group earlier on today with their win over South Africa. Can either of these two sides take charge of the game as they get back underway in this cauldron of atmosphere in Guadalajara? We've touched on it a few times, but 1,600 metres above sea level, the air thinner, the pressure higher, the humidity, energy sapping as well. And we saw that a few times, maybe that bright start from the South Koreans. Saw them just drift off the pace a little as that first half progressed. We've seen a few loose passes. One of the things that does surprise you a little when playing in these sort of conditions is the fact the ball travels much further, much quicker than you perhaps expect, as stooping low goes Lee Hyuk. No changes at the break from either side, so as we started, for Korea, that's Kim Sing-gyu in goal. Back three of Lee Hyuk, Kim Min-jae and Lee Han-byum. Lee Tae-seok and Seo Young-woo, the two wing-backs, Paik Seung-ho and Hwang In-byum, the two midfielders. Heung-min Son, Lee Kang-in, who's been the star of the game, as we've mentioned already, trying to offer support to Lee Jae-sung. The Czechs, it's Kovar in goal, Kalopek, Hranats and the captain Krejci, the three centre-backs. Sofal has probably been one of their more potent attackers down that right-hand side at wing-back. Jaroslav Zeleny has struggled to make as much of an impact as the former West Ham man. Thomas Souček and Alexander Soyka, who's making his competitive debut this evening in the heart of midfield. Lukas Provop, Pavel Schultz trying to provide the ammunition to a relatively isolated thus far Patrick Schick, who's just drawn the foul on the halfway line here out on the right-hand side. Fine goal-scoring season for Schick. 16 goals in the Bundesliga this season, 28 across all competitions for club and country. Scored 5 in qualification for this tournament in the United States, Mexico and Canada. If you are so inclined, don't forget to tune in to your local TV broadcasters or streams, wherever you are. Sync up the audio commentary and enjoy this clash between South Korea and Czechia. They've got a corner here, the Czechs. On the far side, it will be an in-swinger from Sofal in towards the near post. Not a bad delivery. Kim Min-jae will just smuggle it away though. And here's Hwang In-byum. Son surrounded 3 or 4, and eventually almost the entire Czech team converged around the LAFC attacker. Hranats. Wolves' Ladislav Krejci. It's been picked off. Son. Lee Kang-in. Seo. To Bayern Munich's Kim Min-jae. Now Lee Jae-sung. Lee Gi-hyuk getting forward from left back. Hwang, clever pass, maybe a chance, good save, not once but twice by Kovar. And Lee Jae-sung couldn't tap home the rebound. It was Hwang In-byum who almost set it up for Lee Kang-in there. It's the story of the first half. Lee Kang-in, instrumental in the middle of the park for South Korea. He's played a part in one of their most threatening moves, juggled near halfway. That's good work from Zeleny. Now Provod tries the little reverse pass back to Zeleny, but too many around him and it's carried away by Seo Young-woo. Might get an opportunity to have a look at that chance again. It was Lee Kang-in to Hwang In-byum. Draws the save from Kovar. Doesn't cover himself in glory initially. It's close to him, down low to his right. And he pushes it into the path of Lee Jae-sung. He saves with his legs, Kovar. The second time of asking. And keeps the game at a stalemate. Still goalless between Korea and Czechia in this second game of the tournament, the second game in Group A. Here's Son driving forward. There's options around him as well. We'll use one of them. Lee Tae-seok. That comes to nothing in the end. Lee Jae-sung trying to play it across a 6-yard box for a teammate that never arrived. The game will start to open up in a few minutes' time as those tired legs start to take hold again. And the conditions continue to play their part in this contest. Pushed away by Lee Han-byum. Lee Kang-in, that's good for Heung-min Son. Edge of the penalty area. Try to lay that off to Lee Jae-sung again. Clearance only finds Lee Tae-seok. Peik. Hwang. Peik. Hwang. Scoop for Peik. Plays that against Kalopek. It's Kim Min-jae. Hyuk. Peik, left-hand side. That's Hyuk. And that's clumsy from Thomas Socek. It's Lee Jae-sung who goes to ground. Free kick for South Korea. Over from Lee Jae-sung, just slowed down as he sensed Socek closing in. 2 hands in the back from the West Ham United midfielder. Ripped across to the right-hand side. 6 yards inside their own half at the moment here, Korea. Kim Min-jae. Hyuk. Speared into the middle, tries to squeeze it through to Heung-min Son. Czech Republic able to pounce and break that up. And Patrick Schick not happy with the assistant referee's decision to give the throw into South Korea. It's in by Lee Tae-seok. Peik. Hwang's ball was charged down, but it will find its way through. It's Lee Jae-sung. And here's Lee Kang-in. Kim Min-jae. Can't find Heung-min Son. Can take it cleanly. Kalopek is just dispossessed. He's gone hunting for the ball. Lee Han-byun. Ru Seol. Back to Han-byun. Lee Jae-sung. Protecting it. Lee Kang-in. Kim Min-jae. In the centre circle, not alone at the moment. Hyuk. Hwang. Little ball, tried to lift it over the top, did Peik. Reversed by Lee Jae-sung. Son, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Spread himself really well, Kovar. Another big save. And another opportunity for South Korea goes begging. They'll settle for the corner, but probably should be the opener. It's lovely build-up play from South Korea on the edge of the penalty area. Just guides it through Lee Jae-sung, opens his body up, cushions it into the path of Heung-min Son, uses the outside of his right to take it with him. The left-footed effort can't quite get the elevation to dink it over Kovar. A great chance for the LAFC striker. Kim Min-jae getting forward. Will be Son to deliver from the near side. The in-swinger with venom. Right into the heart of the 6-yard box. Flicked away it was by Thomas Socek, and all the way out of play on the far side of the pitch. It's his first attempt on target. Shigmin's on his 6th in total of the game. Kim Min-jae, Lee Gi-hyuk, Lee Tae-seok, Kim Min-jae. There's a bit of movement on the Czech bench, nothing so far from the Koreans. Fake, nice turn. Just got away from him at the wrong moment. Kovar lashes it away, and it was Jae-sung Lee, Jae-sung I should say, stooping. It's off his chest, back in by Sofal quickly. Here's Schultz, trying to work his way into the penalty area, into a bit of a cul-de-sac, lays it off to Sofal. That's a high-hanging ball deep towards the back post. Too high for Soika. Away by Seo Young-woo. Yaroslav Zeleny, long throw. Looking for Krejci. Now a chance to cross. That's a really, really good ball. Souček was there. He was attacking it. Couldn't make the cleanest of contacts. Long throw from Sofal. There's the header, and there's the finish. It's Ladislav Krejci with a free run at it and powers it past Kim Seung-kyu. It's been intricate, it's been eye-catching, it's been attractive from South Korea. But sometimes it's the simplest of football that pays dividends. The Czechs take the lead, and it's Krejci, again, the man of the moment, the captain. Scored against the Republic of Ireland, scored against Denmark. He's just got a free run at it. There may well be a VAR check here. There's a player stood right in front of the goalkeeper. It's Lucas Provod, it seems. Korea goes zonal. Krejci gets a run straight through them. Well, they've cleared the goal. And in a season where long throws have defined so much of professional football at club level, it's Vladimir Sofal with the assist, with a rocket of a throw onto the forehead of Ladislav Krejci. And now it's South Korea chasing the game, a game that they've dominated. Well, as we expected, the Czechs are a towering threat from dead ball situations. Half of their goals in qualifying came from those sort of positions. Jae-sung, that's an awkward one. He can't quite generate the power needed to test Kovar from that position. Lovely ball through. Kim Min Jae was stooping. So far with the ball in. Well, he's had to endure a tough season domestically with Wolves. Ladislav Krejci. He's 27 years old, the Czech captain. His 28th cap tonight. And on comes his colleague. First change of the evening. And it's a South Korean one. Off goes Lee Jae-sung and on comes Hwang Hee-chan. Will offer something different to Lee Jae-sung, much more stocky physical presence. Hwang Hee-chan, he will operate as one of those two attacking midfielders offering support to Heung-min Son. You have to feel for South Korea. Some really good chances. Well, bear with us because the Czechs are about to make 3 changes here. Off goes Pavel Sulc of Lyon. Here's a triple change here. Patrick Schick is going to be withdrawn as well. And Lucas Prover, the entire front 3 departing, and they'll be replaced. By Adam Hlozek, Thomas Kori, and Mikhail Sadilek. Kori, 6'6". Be a tough one for Kim Min Jae to marshal in the heart of that Korean back line. They have a tendency to go down relatively cheaply. Thomas Kori. A decent season though, 17 goals. For Slavia Prague this season. You may recognise the name Adam Hlozek. Was once regarded as the wonder kid of Czech football. Now at 23, playing his football alongside Vladimir Sofal for Hoffenheim. Sidelined for a significant portion of this season, from January right the way through to April, with a calf injury. He's missed 16 games. For his national side in that period. Third change, Mikhail Sadilek, yet another Slavia Prague player coming on. Son. Lee Kang-in. Shifts inside onto his left, trying to find a bit of space to work his magic, but being marshalled well there by Thomas Soucek. Hwang In-byom. Kim Min Jae. And Byom. Lee Jae-suk. Oh, Hwang Hee-chan dropping into midfield. An immediately compact, and on the edge of their 18-yard box, the Czechs here. A wall of white. It's Pak Sing Ho. Hwang Hee-chan to Pike again. Lee Ji-hyuk. Looks for Hwang In-beom. Does get there. Hwang In-beom, brilliant! And there's the equaliser. Hwang In-beom kept his cool as he was slipped through, stopped the ball dead, and a delicate little dink over Kovar, and we're all square. Intricate, attacking, intelligent football from the Koreans that's been on show since the word go tonight. His first goal for his country since 2023. So clever from Hwang In-beom. Thanach and Kovar sent to another postcode, takes his time, stops the ball, lifts it over the goalkeeper, Ladislav Krejci. Goes racing after it to try and prevent it from dribbling over the line. A brilliant piece of skill from Hwang In-beom. It's their 13th attempt of the match. And the Czechs peg back. Korea are going to respond with a couple of changes. Off goes Lee Tae-sok and Son Heung-min. And off goes, and on comes Oh Hyun-gyu. And Yeom Ji-sung of Swansea City as well to add to the attacking numbers. And the referee blows the whistle for another hydration break. On the approach of both sides, pretty much what we expected. The Czechs physical, using their set piece now to open the scoring. Korea technical and pretty brilliant as well. They will have felt pretty hard done by not to have got on the score sheet tonight, but the way in which they did was right out of their playbook. Hwang In-beom, one of their more experienced members, his 74th cap tonight, set up by Lee Kang-in. His first goal for, count them, 1,172 days, can you believe it? Was on target against Bahrain in the Asian Cup back in January 2024. He's not the headline goal scorer you would expect here. It's quite brilliant in the end from Hwang. So clever. Kept his cool, kept his composure. A little scoop finish. And they're set it up for a bit of a grandstand finish here in Guadalajara. He's been crucial to Korea's evening. Hwang In-pyeom. In fact, those two combining, Lee Kang-in, who's brought the invention, brought the little sparkle. Hwang In-pyeom, who's touched the ball more than anyone else tonight, has completed more successful passes than anyone else tonight. We've got 18 minutes plus change, whatever the officials decide to add on. A game you cannot take your eyes off here. Long from Kim Seung-gyu. Well, if you're listening to us from this evening, whether you're tuning in from Seoul, listening in the early hours of the morning in Europe, maybe even Prague, we do thank you for joining us for this unofficial, independently produced off-tube commentary of this Group A clash on the globe's biggest stage of international football. It's a frustrated little barge from Kalopek on Hwang Hee-chan. Sure, you are aware, but if you want to, you will be able to watch this game from your local broadcaster if you are able to do so. Why not watch along as you listen to us tonight? Lovely touch from Kang-in Lee. He was caught as he released the ball. Can you believe it? There's not been a single yellow card tonight. Lovely from Kang-in Lee, who, the aerial ball, he swiveled on it with his left foot, opened his body up, was caught by Ladislav Krejci. The form shown tonight by Lee Kang-in shows just the strength and depth that Paris Saint-Germain have. He's got 2 Champions League medals. The career number 19. Those little touches and passes. We've seen the assist for Hwang In-pyeom. Didn't play in either of the 2 finals that PSG won over the past 2 years, but left them on the periphery. Has a superb gift. Just to underline that point, he made 28 Ligue 1 appearances this season, started 19 times for Paris Saint-Germain. Just have to compete with some real stars in that side, doesn't he? Like Krejci, Kvaratskhelia and Ousmane Dembele, Bradley Barker, Desiree Doué. The list goes on and on. Some of them will be featuring at this tournament later on in the coming days and weeks. France counted amongst the favourites, Spain too, of course. You imagine either of these sides have aspirations to go on and lift the trophy later on in the tournament. They're making a real good account of themselves here. It's going to be a free kick for the Czechs in a dangerous position just outside the box towards the left-hand side. Sanilek can It's Vladimir Sofal both standing over it. For the added advantage of 6'6" Thomas Cordy. Adding to the Czech numbers inside the Korean penalty area here. He really does stick out. He's at the back post here, towering over many in front of him. Sadilek's ball. There's the header! And the Czechs take the lead again! It's Thomas Souček! The flag is up. It looked like he's stolen a yard on the Korean back line. We'll have a look. He's offside. It's a brilliant ball. Never gets back on side as Thomas Souček. Well, no surprises from either of these two teams. Another set piece, another brilliant delivery. And what the Czechs thought was another goal. Long from Kim Sing-gyu. Here's Lee Kang-in, far side, decent footwork into the penalty area. Lee Kang-in twisting, turning across the back line towards the far side. It'll be kept in play by Yeom Ji-sung. Here he is to the byline, hangs it towards the back post, taken down. Kang-in Lee, and that one is eventually held on to by Kovar. Well, as we predicted, as the game wears towards its conclusion, despite the fresh legs on the pitch, it really has started to get stretched. End-to-end stuff now. Kovar. The attempt is flicked on by Sadilek. Only finds Lee Gi-hyuk. Here's Peik. Over the top, maybe an opportunity here. In towards the near post! There's the finish for South Korea! It's Oh Hyun-kyu gives Korea the lead to turn the game on its head. Moments after the Czechs had one chalked off for offside. It looks like South Korea have beaten the trap, and it's the substitute, Oh Hyun-kyu. It's Hwang In-beom, what a game he's had. Found himself on the right wing, a perfect cutback. Oh Hyun-kyu lets it run across his body, uses his left foot to guide it onto the right arm of Kovar. It just flicks off the tip of his fingers, nestles in the back of the net. And South Korea lead by 2-1. It's goal number 21 for the season for Oh Hyun-kyu. the Besiktas centre forward. Peg Sung-ho gets back to his feet, encouraged there by Vladimir Sofal. Launches it again. Problems to deal with. What a save! It dropped to the back post for Hlozek. Kim Sung-gyu came out of nowhere to deny him. Adam Hlozek surely thought that was 2-2. Another brilliant throw from Vladimir Sofal causes chaos in the South Korean defensive ranks. Sadilek. Well, that'll be a free kick. Holding by Krejci, says the referee. We'll have another look at that from Adam Hlozek. It just bounces as well off Seo Jong-woo. The goalkeeper gets across and he's done brilliantly. South Korea preparing two more changes, but first they've got another attacking move down the right-hand side. It ends up with a throw-in. Oh, it's undoubtedly the man of the match, Hwang In-beom, who will depart. He's been superb from start to finish, as is his partner Paik Sung-hyo. On comes Kim Jin-gyu and Park Jin-seop as well. And they're going to respond with a change of their own here as well. Alexander Soyka, the Victoria Pilsen midfielder, departs. And when taking his place, Moimir Shitil. Challenge there on Hori. Sadilek standing over the free kick out on the left-hand side halfway. High line from South Korea towards the right-hand side. Hori wins that above two Korea defenders. Powered away by Lee Gi-hyuk. Swept forward again. Here's Sofal. Kalopek. Planats towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Stumped away by Lee Han-byum. Here's Hwang Hee-chan. Ji Sung-yeon, left-hand side here. And he couldn't keep it in play. What's an eventful start to this tournament. Mexico picking up the first win. 3 red cards in that one. This game was always going to be a tight one, and it's proved to be so. Kichil will chase. Kim Seung-yu made it safe. Here's Seol. Kim Min-jae got away with that. It was almost through to Hori. Here's Hwang Hee-chan on halfway. Lee Gi-hyuk. Kim Min-jae. Hyun-gyu. To the goalkeeper Kim. Bounces off the forehead of Sadilek. To Seung-yu Kim. Ball forward, away by Krejci. Oh, delay off to Lee Kang-in. Out on the right-hand side. Slowed off to Seo Young-woo. Park. Kim Min-jae. Well, that's given away, a loose pass, and maybe a chance for the Czechs to capitalise, but it's good work from Hwang Hee-chan to get in the way of the forward pass. And now here is Ji-sung. Hwang Hee-chan, left corner of the penalty area. Hwang Hee-chan shifts it back onto his right, then his left again. He just took too much time. And then get it away. Here's Sofal. Hori to Sofal again. Socek. Krejci, left-hand side. Zeleny. Sadilek. Sofal. Kalopek. Planac. Kalopek. Sofal. Kitil to chase. .30 seconds of the 90 minutes remaining. Nervous energy. And Hong Myung-bo. Moving to 6 minutes of added time. Pumped forward by Kalopek. Won't find his mark. It was aimed towards that far side and bounces away from Plozek. Imagine Mexico and South Africa are going to sit up and take notice. From Lee Kang-bom. Planac goes to ground. He's the judge who have fouled this man. Park Jin-seop towards the edge of the penalty area. They did get a flick on it through Watchalong. Miroslav Kubek is wandering around in his technical area, hands on his hips. Looks a little concerned. This would have been one of the tougher tests his side are going to face in this tournament. Not necessarily the opposition, but certainly the conditions. Konach away. Now here's Lozek. Shatil. The pullback and another good save. It was Sadilek, and it's held onto by Kim Seung-gyu. Just slices it ever so slightly, Mikhail Sadilek. Lee Kang-in escaping in the middle of the park here. For all those brilliant moments for Korea, they've had to rely on their goalkeeper for a couple of moments of brilliance of his own. Maybe a chance to seal it now for Korea. Edge of the box, and probably the wrong choice from Kim Jin-gyu. Hori, nice little touch. Now Shatil. Clever ball. Sadilek across the face of goal. It was attacked by Lozek at the back post. And Lee Han-byom wins the goal kick off of Yaroslav Zeleny. Long from Kovar. Holly with the flick on. That's a foul on Kim Jin-gyu on the edge of the penalty area, and the arms thrust up in the air from Thomas Holly in frustration. Kim Seung-gyu will launch this away. All that a play on the far side for the Czechs, throwing in the left-back position. Flipped on by Souček. Zeleny away. A free kick for Czech Republic in the dying seconds. 30 seconds left. And the first yellow card of the game. Pumped forward, It's over Hori. One final chance. Edge of the penalty area. Just got away from Hlozek. Kalopek sliding in, edge of the box. It's cleared away, but the referee blows the whistle. A monumental second half turnaround sees South Korea take a massive victory in their tournament opener against Czechia. A physical, draining first 45 minutes left us in a stalemate at the break, but it was Czechia who shattered the deadlock in the 58th minute. That direct philosophy validated so far with a trademark long throw. The captain Ladislav Krejci with a bullet header bumped one home. But that goal seemed to jolt the Taeguk Warriors back into life. Hwang In-byum produced a moment of individual genius, stopping the ball dead before lifting a delicate chip finish over the keeper to equalise. Hyun Myung-bo's substitutions then completed the heist in the 79th minute. Hwang In-byum turned provider, sliding one across the penalty area to set up Oh Hyun-gyu, who swept home a left-footed finish. It was pure tactical drama, a clash of styles. The physicality, the set-piece dominance of the Czechs against the intricate attacking football of South Korea. And in the end, it was South Korea that picked up the win in their opening game of the tournament. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this unofficial, independently produced commentary. This Group A clash in Guadalajara. We're back with plenty of more later on today and throughout the coming weeks. We've been treated to a real lung-busting opener in Guadalajara tonight. Full time and the final score is South Korea 2, Czechia 1. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info